Hey YouTube, this is JTJ13731 here with another Magic deck profile. Once my locals go back to block constructed, this will be the deck that I'm gonna use. I haven't been able to test it that much, but I've been drawing hands with it every once in a while when I get bored, and it seems to function pretty well. So it's not sleeved yet. I really want to do that as soon as I get some cash too, but at the moment that'll probably happen next week or so. So anyway, as you can see, it's a black, blue, white deck. It's all human. It's basically like human sacrifice, and this is your main engine. Your sacrificing engine, your Scursdog, 4 Scursdog Flayers, 4 Corpse Traders, Scursdog Flayer, tap 4 land, and tap it, sacrifice a human, destroy target creature. This was one of the cards that really kind of made me decide to play this deck and build this deck. I thought, hey, that's really good. I can get plus off that with cards I'm going to show you later. And so it's really good. And then Corpse Traders. Tap 3, sacrifice a creature, target opponent reveals his hand, and I get to choose a card from it and discard it. So basically, whenever I want to, or whenever it's my turn, I can just go reveal your hand, see what he's got coming, and then just pick the most threatening card that I think from it and sack it. Then you have Unruly Mob. Whenever another creature I control dies, put a +1/+1 on Unruly Mob. So, it comes on the field, sack something with one of these guys, they immediately get +1. So there's more plus off the effect. Then, the stuff you'll be sacrificing. 4 Gather the Townsfolk, which give you 2 1/1 human tokens. And if it's if you have less than 5 life, then you get 5 of them. So it's just giving you fodder, and whatever you don't sacrifice, you can go ahead and swing with if you don't have it used, or whatever, if they have a clear field. Then you have 4 Doomed Traveler, because basically when you sacrifice him, you get a slightly better version of him. Because you kill him, he's a 1/1. And once you kill him, you get a 1/1 spirit token with flying. So sack him, flip him over for the token, he suddenly gets flying. Because really that's all sacrificing him does, is bring him back with flying. So he goes on the field, you now have a flyer, your Unruly Mob gets a +1, and then you get to kill something or pitch something from your hand. Then 2 Cathedral Sanctifier. Cast it, gain 3 life, and after you get the 3 life from it, it's not really useful anymore, so you can just pitch it for an effect. It's pretty nice. Then that's pretty much the main engine of the deck. Then you have 6 removal/stall cards. You have 4 Deathwind. It deals with any indestructibles you have, obviously, because it puts minus counters on them. Mandatory 1 black, then however many X minus counters you want. Really useful at times. Then you have 2 Feeling of Dread. Tap 2 creatures, so you don't want your opponent to kill you this turn, go boom, nope. And then you can always, if they have like a swarm on the field, tap 2, flashback 2, your entire field's tapped. Sucks for you. Those of you that saw my last deck profile, I like to run in humans at least a small soul bond engine every time I make a deck, a human deck. So this time it's 3 cards, 2 Tandem Lookouts. When it's bonded, whenever they do damage, the creatures that are bonded, you get to draw a card. So you're instantly, this card is a really powerful draw engine, and this is part of it. I'll show you the other part later, but you just keep drawing and getting any of the sacrifice stuff you need, so you can basically just keep drawing into your fodder. Your other one is Nearheath Pilgrim, only one copy of this. Gives them lifelink. You equip it with your Unruly Mob, or if you're swinging with it, your Corpse Trader, because it's actually pretty powerful. It's a 3/3. So soul bond them with this. They have lifelink. You're just getting life back. There's not a lot of stuff you can use to block in this deck, because your little small creatures you want to use for sacrifices. So there's a high possibility of needing to get life back. So the Nearheath Pilgrim helps, and then the 2 Cathedral Sanctifiers really help, plus they go in for sacrifice fodder. Next, just some useful tech. 2 Captain in a Mist. I feel like, besides the obvious stuff, like, Tameo and Temporal Mastery and all that stuff, this was one of the best blue cards in the set. I mean, it was one of the most overlooked, I think. It's really good. Whenever another human enters the battlefield, untap him. This entire deck is humans. So, I mean, tap him for his effect, untap him, tap him for his effect, cast another human, until you run out of mana. His effect, 1 colorless and 1 blue, and then tap him, and I may tap or untap target permanent. So, it's just a really good effect. I can stun my opponent, I can untap a land if I need a different color, whatever. It's just a really good card, and I feel like it's kind of been overlooked. Then earlier you heard me talking about this deck having a really good draw engine. That would be the 4 Mass Appeal. Draw a card for each human you control. There's possibilities with Gather the Townsfolk that if I'm like below 5 life and I draw into 2 of those, I could possibly have 10 humans on the field. So I could plus whatever else I might have. So I can pretty much just go Mass Appeal, draw, say, like 2 entire hands, which would be completely useless because I'd probably have to discard most of it by the end of the turn. But, yeah, if you have like 7 cards on the field or whatever, use up the last of your cards, then pull Mass Appeal, draw your entire hand back. It's kind of hard to run out of hand advantage with this deck. And it's mainly because of this card. And Tandem Lookout helps a lot too. Then your mana base, 4 Evolving Wilds. I feel like in any deck that's running more than 2 colors, this card is a must. You just kind of have to have it. Because there's always that possibility that, oop, I didn't draw the right color I needed. Then, you have 7 islands. That's more than any other basic land in this deck, and I'll tell you why in a minute when I get to my other lands. 7 island, it really helps. Then you have 6 swamp and 6 plains. Yes, there are more white creatures in this deck than anything else. And yes, there's probably more black stuff. Well, maybe not. Black and blue are probably about tied. The reason I'm running more islands than either of these is because there's no blue-black, blue-white dual land. There is a black-white dual land called Isolated Chapel, which I need to get 4 copies of. And when I do get 4 copies of that, I'll take out 2 plains, 2 swamps, and run 4 of it. And that'll basically give me 8 of both lands. And I'll be good. And that'll really help. But until that point, I just have to run it this way. So, alright, thanks for watching. And I'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.